What's going on, folks? I am Goat, and welcome back to the breakdown. Oh, ooh, bear with me. My voice is a bit hashed. I've been under the weather, but as promised, I am here to cover last week and this week. God. So, yeah, so week 10, right? Or I'm sorry. Where we at? Week 12? Yeah, week 12. Sorry, my fault. My fault. What is this fucking thing doing? Yeah, week 12. I don't know why the hell I said week 10. I'm stupid. So week 12. So the first game was the Bills at the Lions. Honestly, the only surprise that I have with this game is the fact that the Bills gave up 25 points to the Lions. But at the same time, like, I'm not surprised because the Lions offense is actually pretty solid. It's not perfect because they obviously have on and off again games, but I don't know. It's kind of it kind of shows the Bills having a little bit of defensive struggles here and there. Just putting it out there. But Bills won the game 28-25. And it's kind of what you would expect. I mean, the Bills are a struggling team. They're not horrible, but they're not amazing either. They really need a defensive identity big time. So the next game was Giants at Cowboys. Cowboys took this in game 28-20. As good as the Giants defense has been getting, the Cowboys just did more than their defense could hold up to. That's really the truth of it. So, not really a shocker per se. I figured it would be a fairly close game, being an 8-point spread. Really, it's not out of the realm of what I figured it would be. So, next game after that, Patriots at Vikings. And I will go over the teams that I chose, by the way. Well, here, I chose the Bills on the first game, Cowboys on the second game. Patriots at Vikings. I chose Vikings to win this one. Vikings won 33-26. The big problem here, honestly, is that the Patriots just don't have enough offense. I mean, Matt Patricia, as calling plays as their primary offensive coordinator, is just a really stupid idea. That dude is a defensive guru and obviously not that great with offense. I think we can all be honest about that one. Matt Patricia calling offensive plays is just weird. So no surprise that the Vikings won this one. I'm actually surprised that it was as close of a game as it was. Next game, no shocker whatsoever. Texans at Dolphins. I chose Dolphins to win, and they did 30-15. Pretty simple. Game after that, Bengals at Titans. Now, I chose Titans to win this game, and I was wrong. Bengals took them 20-16. I honestly, like, the Bengals' defensive struggles in the secondary have been a little weird, but they have beefed it up, and they seem like they're gelling a little bit better. Get into that into the next week's game, too. And then the Bengals' offensive line has been really hit or miss, but they seem to be on a roll. So, going against the Titans' defense, I mean, that's a very, very well-coached defense with Mike Vrabel as their head coach. He does not fuck around with defense. But Bengals took the game 20-16, so I missed that one. Broncos at Panthers. I mean, as if the Broncos need anything else to go wrong, they lost to the fucking Panthers, 23-10. I actually chose the Broncos to win that one. God help me. Bears at Jets. I picked Jets to win this one. I was correct. Mike White stepped in and balled the fuck out, 31-10 over the Bears. Yeah. Next game, Falcons at Commanders. I chose Commanders to win this one, and they did 19-13. Again, ever since they put in Taylor Heinicke, that Commanders team has just like gotten a new offensive identity. That says a lot too. Like how Heinicke has just really kind of enforced a real identity under that team. Just saying. So next game, Buccaneers at Browns. The Buccaneers are a fucking mess. Okay, and this being Brissett's last game as a starter, unless something happens to Deshaun Watson. Brissett literally just outplayed the Buccaneers defense. That's just what happened. Straight up. Bucks just offensively are not very good this season. Their O-line is just this patchwork quilt of fucking players. Tom Brady is very not on his game, and the Browns just outplayed him. They just did, 23-17. Next game, Jaguars at Ravens. I chose Jaguars to win. Guess what? They did. Or Ravens at Jaguars, I should say. Jaguars won 28-27. I've been saying that the Jaguars are better than their record. This game was proof. But then again, the Ravens are the Ravens, and they've had their fourth quarter problems this season, so it's proof to a point. The Ravens are a pretty good team. I don't think they're going to get very far in the playoffs. I really don't, not unless there's just some insane miracle that happens. So the next game, Raiders at Seahawks. This is what I get for calling the Raiders trash. It really is. This is what I get for calling the Raiders trash. They go against the Seahawks and beat them 40-34. I chose the Seahawks. I mean, I guess I just need to call them trash all the fucking time because that's 2 games in a row as of week 12. So, yeah, that's a thing. Chargers at Cardinals. Chargers eked out a win. I said that this game was going to be fucking close, and I was definitely right. 25-24. Chargers are a fucking mess, but they did pull it out, as I kind of thought they would, because the Cardinals are even more of a mess. So next game, Saints at 49ers. Just damn, dude. The 49ers defense just locked down the Saints offense. It was 13-0. I mean, when you got a defense that's playing like the 49ers defense is, sometimes you just don't need to put up a shit ton of fucking numbers. You don't need to put up a ton of points, just enough to stay ahead. And God almighty, 13 points was obviously enough. Excuse me. So the next game, Rams at Chiefs. No surprise, Chiefs won this 26-10. I chose Chiefs. I also chose 49ers in the last one. But I did choose Chiefs for this game. And the only thing that really shocked me about this one is that the Chiefs were 2 weeks in a row with a few more struggles in the red zone. It's kind of a troubling trend that they're going into. But they finished with a win over the Rams, so that's not really saying much because, I mean, the Rams are fucking depleted. I mean, like, I know that I say that, you know, the Chiefs have got injuries, and they do. But, I mean, like, teams like the Rams, teams like the Chargers, you know, fuck me. I just talked about that team. I did. I just had the Buccaneers. Buccaneers are hurting with a metric fuck ton of injuries. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it's no surprise that the Rams got their ass whooped on this. I mean, they're under second string quarterback. You know, their fucking O-line's a mess. You know, fucking receiving core is a mess. Their defense has got injuries all over the place. I mean, they got injuries all on all three, you know, all 3 sides of the ball. So, I mean, it's just not good. So, Packers at Eagles. Aaron Rodgers looked okay until he got knocked out of the game with a rib injury. Surprisingly, Jordan Love actually looked pretty fucking good once Rodgers was out. That's really the big surprise for me, except for the fact that the Eagles still beat them. I chose them to beat them 40-33. Final game of week 12 was Steelers at Colts. Man, you know, the Colts just didn't have any defensive answers for the Steelers offense, which is kind of a surprise because the Colts defense is a pretty fucking good squad. But they just, man, once they got out of it, they just couldn't get back in it. Offensively, they just couldn't get back in it once they lost the lead. So, for week 12, I went 11-4, surprisingly. I missed on the Bengals Titans. I missed on the Broncos Panthers. I missed on the Bucks and Browns game. And I missed on the Raiders Seahawks game. Hold on. Let me make sure my numbers are right. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay, so yeah, so I missed on the Bengals and the Titans. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 4. Okay, Bengals, Titans, Broncos, Panthers, Bucks, Browns. Oh, no. I went 11-5. Raiders, Seahawks, and Steelers, Colts. Sorry, so I went 11-5. My bad. My fault. This, that, because I'm dumb. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure I'm giving proper numbers, man. So week 13, dude. You know what? I don't envy anybody doing bets on point spreads or bets on win-loss or any of that this season, because this season's crazy. Okay, this season's nuts. There's some games that you just think you got it locked the fuck down, and there's other games where you're like, bruh. So yeah. So first game was Bills at Patriots. Absolutely no fucking surprise. Given the fact that the Patriots couldn't handle the Vikings, I sure as hell didn't expect them to fucking be able to take on the Bills. And it's, in the division, and the Bills are kind of owning that division right now. So, yeah, so the Bills took the game 24-10. Bills were my choice team on this one. Just no shock. Next game, Packers at Bears. The Packers look like they're finally trying to fucking sort shit out. I'm amazed Aaron Rodgers played the game. He actually looked pretty fucking good during the game. That new rookie receiver they've got is quite decent. Packers ended up finishing out the game 28-19. So it wasn't perfect, but it was enough to get the job done. Next game was Steelers at Falcons. I chose Steelers to win this. They did, 19-16. The defense, honestly, of the Steelers was just far too much for the fucking Falcons to be able to handle. It just was. Not much else to say about that. Jets at Vikings. The Jets had a handle on this game. They really did. They had a chance to take this game, and they just kind of shit the bucket at the end of the fucking game. I mean, they were in this fucking game. They really were. Vikings, I chose Jets to win this game because I honestly thought that the defense is just Robert Saleh being kind of like Mike Vrabel. He's a no-nonsense defensive coach. And I really, with the Jets defense, the way it's been this season, I really thought that the Jets had a really good fighting chance, and I wasn't wrong. I mean, fuck, they held the Vikings under 30 points. That says a lot. But Vikings took the game 27-22. This is where I can go polar opposite. Jaguars at Lions. I said that the Lions offense is really good and that their defense is crap. And just as on the polar opposite side of this, I said that Jaguars are better than their record. Well, apparently in this game, they just decided not to be. Lions took this game 40-14. Fuck me running. God damn. That's just a whooping. Lions just laid on the offense thick. And surprisingly had a very good defensive outing. So I have had my knocks against the Eagles, right? Like I really have. I've had my knocks against the Eagles because for the most part, the Eagles have been playing some pretty crappy teams. They've had a pretty light schedule. And I've said that I've had a really hard time believing in them until they actually play somebody good. Well, they finally played somebody good. They played fucking Titans. Titans at Eagles. And goddamn, they faced a real fucking opponent and beat the snot out of them. Absolutely just whooped the piss out of them. Now, granted, yes, did they knock out the fucking, their number one receiver for the Titans? Yes, but they did a hell of a job against the Titans. And the fucking Titans just had no response for the Eagles whatsoever. Eagles won this game 35-10. That's impressive. Next game, I'm going to go whoopity fucking do with this one. Browns at Texans. So many people are like, oh, Deshaun Watson beat his old team. No. Let's get this one 100% right. Okay, let's be real about this one because Deshaun Watson's kind of on like my shit list of players because I think for one, he's been he hasn't played a game in like a year and a half, first of all, year and 3/4 or year and 2/3, however you'd like to put it. Deshaun Watson went 12 of 22 for 131 yards and a fucking pick. Okay? Their scores came off of the defense. Okay? Yeah, they had an interception return for a touchdown. They had another interception return for a touchdown. They had a punt return for a touchdown. Plus they had fucking field goals. So I don't want to hear shit about Deshaun Watson beat the fuck out of his old team. No. No. The Browns defense beat the fuck out of the Texans, which that is no surprise whatsoever. I chose the Browns to win this game, which, by the way, I don't think I've been saying it at all. I did choose the Jaguars to beat the Lions. I was wrong. Chose the Eagles to beat the Titans. I was hoping. I was right. And I did choose the Browns to beat the Texans because that's a pretty obvious thing between the running game of the Browns and then the defense of the Browns. I figured they were going to be more than enough for the Texans to be able to handle. Next game, Commanders at Giants. The only thing I can say about this is fucking really a tie. Feisty ass fucking Commanders versus the defensive heavy Giants. And they end up in a 20-20 tie. I chose the Giants to win. I'm going to mark that as a tie for myself. Because that's what it is. It's not a win, it's not a loss. It's a fucking tie. So the next one, Broncos at Ravens. Now, this one is a shitty deal. I chose the Ravens to win this one. They won 10-9. Yeah, Lamar Jackson knocked out with a knee injury. Huntley came in, did the job, finished off the game. They did good. Good enough. But troubling for the Ravens is they were already having defensive struggles and offensive struggles in the fourth quarter anyway. And now Lamar Jackson's out of the fucking equation for at least a few weeks, or for at least a week or two. That's not boding well for them. But they did win the game 10-9, so they continue on their winning and losing ways. The Ravens are a weird team this year, man. Next game, Dolphins at 49ers. I chose the Dolphins to win this game. And honestly, I think if Tua wouldn't have been bonked out of the fucking game with an ankle injury, I think it would have been fine. They weren't looking amazing, I will say that, but I think they at least could have stood a chance, because yeah, it wasn't. I mean, well, I guess he got bonked out at the end of the game. Tua, I love hearing the thing about Tua's accuracy, right? Tua is such an accurate quarterback. Then why did he throw 2 picks? Just saying. Yeah, Tua got injured in this game, and I think it really just inhibited the overall play. I mean, they weren't doing amazing anyway. I mean, they only had 33 yards on the ground. Tua went 18 of 33 for 295, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks. Ouch. It's not a good day. But hey, he's accurate. They got 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Guess what? That ain't beating the fucking 49ers. 49ers went 33-17. And the big hiccup is that now the 49ers are on their 3rd string quarterback. Mr. Irrelevant himself. I forget that kid's name. He's like that irrelevant. Like, no knock. But yeah. They're on their 3rd string quarterback, who finished out the game, by the way. He's already in the fucking page. Brock Purdy. So Garoppolo was 2 of 4 for 56 yards, and then he ends up getting his foot broken, so he's out for the season. Brock Purdy went 25 of 37 for 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. They also had basically 120 yards on the ground. That's a good way to beat Miami. It just is. So we'll see how Brock Purdy continues with this team. But as of right now, I mean, he looks like he's going to be able to get the job done. That's not saying much because Garoppolo is more of a game manager than he is a leading quarterback per se. So, I mean, if he can even play remotely to the same scale as Jimmy Garoppolo, I think they'll be fine. But the 49ers beat the snot out of the fucking Dolphins 33-17. Next game. Seahawks at Rams. I chose Seahawks. They got the job done 27-23. No real surprise there, honestly. The Seahawks have kind of had the Rams number. Just saying. So, next game. Chargers at Raiders. I chose the Chargers. Guess what? I was wrong. The Raiders defense absolutely harassed the shit out of Justin Herbert. Just harassed the fuck out of Justin Herbert. Not to say that the game wasn't close, but it wasn't close enough. Raiders ended up winning the game 27-23. Now the fuckers are on a 3-game winning streak. I don't think it's anywhere near enough to save their season, but at least they can go out on the good side. Just saying. Yeah. So the next game. And I'm going to speak as unbiased as possible about this. I really am. There were some questionable calls in this game, but there have been in so many games this season that I don't even want to listen to it. Okay, I am a Chiefs fan to the core. I really am. Chiefs at Bengals. I chose Chiefs. I really did because I really thought that it was going to be kind of a redemption game for them. It wasn't because I thought that the Chiefs are just overtly better than the Bengals. I figured it'd be pretty close just because they're pretty evenly matched teams. What was a massive fucking problem is that when you go in with basically the same fucking scheme that you went into at the tail end of the season, so early January, and then in the championship game, you basically schemed the exact same fucking way, and guess what? You lost both those games, and then you go in with the same fucking defensive scheme again. It's the definition of insanity. Just do the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result. I don't know what the fuck Spagnuolo is doing with the defense, but they have got to sort that shit out because if they go against the Bengals in the playoffs and try to play them like that again, they're gonna fucking lose again. Because guess what? The Bengals took them 27-24, same fucking score they did last time. 3-point game. Have a nice day. Don't know what to tell you. Yeah, so I was wrong on that one. Next game, Colts at Cowboys. I chose Cowboys to win this game. I was definitely right about this. The Colts were in it until the fourth quarter, and then Matt Ryan fell the fuck apart. Like, this was a close game until the very beginning of the fourth quarter. And this turned into an absolute fucking blowout. Like, I forgot to screenshot my phone when I got the close game alert on my phone because I was watching this game, but I got the close game alert on my phone for, Colts Cowboys. And I'm like, cool, I fucking swiped it away because I was like, oh, yeah, man, Colts have got a chance. Colts defense was doing its thing. They were trying to stay in it. Then the Cowboys just ran the fuck away with it, 54-19. Holy Jesus Christ. Final game of week 13, Saints at Buccaneers. I chose Buccaneers as a comeback game because the Saints have had their fucking number. Every time the Saints go to the fucking Buccaneers home, man, they just beat the fucking shit out of them every time. And I figured Brady would have enough. And it came down to the last 19 seconds of the fucking game, but they scored a fucking touchdown and got the extra point, and that's where it was because it was 16-10 up until that last fucking play. It was a really, really brutal defensive fucking game. And it was what it was. So, I mean, good on Brady for getting the win over the Saints, finally. I mean, I don't know what to say. So, God help me, I have to fucking retract my words now. Moment here, I'm going to calculate this up because my record sucks. So right now, 94, 50, and 1. Yeah, 94 and 50 and 1. That isn't tragic. I don't know what is. So let's go for next week's picks. Week 14 picks. God fucking help me. Raiders at Rams. Given the fact that Stafford is out on IR, I'm actually going to pick Raiders. God help me. I'm fucking picking Raiders. Vikings at Lions. I'm going to pick Vikings. Ravens at Steelers. I'm telling you what, given the way the Steelers have been playing as of late, truth be told, I'm going to pick the Steelers on this one. I mean, it's a divisional game. They're always feisty games anyway, but the fact that the Ravens are already struggling and they struggled like fuck against the goddamn Broncos, I'm going to give the Steelers the benefit of the doubt on this one. Browns at Bengals. I'm 100% picking the Bengals on that one. I don't think the Browns stand a chance in hell against the Bengals the way the Bengals are playing right now. So here's the enigma game for me. Jets at Bills. Because, the Jets have got a really good defense with with Mike White behind, under center as the quarterback. They've got the chance to be good, but Mike White he's pretty green. So I'm going to have to pick Bills. I really am. I know it's a divisional game, but I'm really going to have to pick Bills on this one. Cowboys at Texans, the Texas shootout. Yeah, we're going to go Cowboys. That's pretty simple, I think. Giants or Eagles at Giants. I'm going Eagles. I think there's the chance that it could be closer than what people think between being a divisional game and the fact that the Giants defense is actually pretty fucking good. Um, I mean, I think that the Eagles could have some struggles, but I think that the Eagles are going to take that game. Jaguars at Titans. Going Titans just because I'm believing in Vrabel's defense on this one. I really am. Dolphins at Chargers. I'm gonna go Dolphins. I say that questionably, but I'm sticking with my pick. Seahawks at Panthers. Definitely going Seahawks on that. I just don't see it. I mean, fuck, the Panthers are such a mess. They literally just threw away fucking money by throwing Baker Mayfield on waivers. Come on. 49ers or Buccaneers at the 49ers. Now, this is such an interesting deal because the Buccaneers offense is struggling like a motherfucker, and going against this defense is not going to be easy. The Buccaneers defense is okay. They're not amazing, but they're pretty good. And going against a greenhorn rookie fucking quarterback, I don't know, but I think Shanahan's going to have it dialed up. I think the 49ers are going to take it over the Bucs. Chiefs at Broncos. I don't think that's going to be much of a question. I think it's going to be Chiefs. It's not that I don't think that the Broncos defense isn't good enough. I know that the fucking Broncos offense is definitely not good enough. And then Patriots at Cardinals. I mean, you got Bill Belichick's defense going against a very erratic, very bonkers Cardinals offense. But the Patriots have offensive problems, and if they get pressure on Mac Jones, I'm like, this is going to be a close game. I'm going to go Patriots as a wild-ass pick. But yeah, I'm going to go Patriots on that. So, Dugga. So, there's week 12 and week 13. I am sorry about the delay again. I really am. Is what it is. You know, life's kind of the deal. You get sick, you know. Big game update last week for Warframe for my other channel. So just had a lot of shit going on. So, but that is the story and I'm sticking to it. All right. So folks, thanks very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one. All right.